everybody to RMS Sales Training and Inspiration. I'm delighted to be with you today. I am fired up and focused, ready to make it happen. We are going to focus on a few episodes here. The next couple episodes, we're going to focus on selling and some top traits of salespeople. We won't really get into the specifics of merchant service sales. In fact, I'll probably give some ideas, give a couple pointers there, things that will help you. But I wanted to cover some really good traits that super successful people have, not only in this industry, but just in the field of selling itself. A lot of times, this is where people have the misconception. They think that in order to be in sales, you have to have the gift of gab. You hear people say that all the time. You hear people say, I can sell ice to an Eskimo. You've all heard that expression before. That guy can sell anything. You know, he can walk into a room and he just has talks and talks. He's a great salesperson. The reality is, and this is what I want all of you to understand, the top salespeople normally, in fact, probably most of the time, don't have that whole life of the party attitude. The top salespeople are very sincere, they're very genuine, and we're going to cover a lot of these. I don't want to give it all away, but they're very sincere, they're very genuine, and they don't have to walk into a room and just have that philosophy of, I'm selling ice to an Eskimo, I can talk and talk and talk and talk people into anything. That's the exact opposite that you want to be if you want to have big success in the field of selling. And that's what we teach. I'm excited about some of the things that we have going on with RMS Payrock, which we're part of them right now. We have access to all the other processors. Great positive things are happening, and we are vamping up our training program. We did a sales blitz, which was awesome. We're going to do another one. We're going to try to do about 3 a year, maybe 4 per year. So those are amazing. Anybody that was on a sales blitz, especially the last one, a lot of new people, they'll all tell you that that was probably some of the best training that they've ever received in the field of merchant services. Why? Because we are focused. We are there to focus on selling. We have a lot of pros that are there, lots of new people that are there. We're focusing on production, and we're focusing on having a super fantastic week, and that's exactly what we did. Personally, myself, I think I've shared this before, I wrote 14 that week. Another representative, Mitch Torbert, wrote 12 that week. Very, very good production overall. Lots of new people that are producing, so lots of good things that are happening. So I want to encourage you to stay plugged in, stay focused, get excited about all these things that we have available. We're going to be, as I stated, revamping some new videos that we're going to have coming out, a new format, teaching you how to sell right from the beginning right to the end. Our goal is for you to be able to walk into a business for the very first time, never being there ever in your life. This is amazing. This is incredible. This is true sales. But for you to be able to walk in for the very first time, as I stated, never meeting them before, and be able to walk out of that business with a merchant application written, whether you do it on paper, whether you submit it on an iPad or your computer, whatever you do. Now you may ask, Rich, you mean I really can get to that level? I don't have to set up appointments, I don't have to make 5 visits. You are talking about a one stop, one close visit. Is that what you're talking about? The answer to that question is yes. Absolutely yes. So we want to be able to teach you how to have a good opener, how to have a good rapport, how to pre-qualify a merchant, how to present a merchant, what to present to a merchant, what type of equipment to present to a merchant, how to price the merchant, how to find out where they're at and where you're going to take them, the art of listening, the art of closing, making it happen, walking out with the merchant application in your pocket. So we're going to have videos right now, as you know, in case you haven't seen it, on our website, rmssupercrew.com. We have the videos, one-on-one training with Rich Norton. We separated them 1 through 20, so you don't have to dig through them and go all through them. I know we have 150 shows, but we set that aside for you. All you have to do is watch them over and over and over again. Take the 27 pages of RPS training materials. They all flow together. If you do that, you know what's happening? You are learning to do it exactly the way that Rich Norton does it. And what do I know? Well, I do know a lot. 21 years of doing this business, big success, not bragging, but I want you to have all the resources, everything that I'm teaching you. We want it all available for you through videos, through training, through sales blitzes, through Zoom training classes that we do Monday, 5 p.m. Eastern Time, 45-minute classes. If you don't tune into all this, you are crazy. You're nuts. This is going to get you to that next level in the field of selling. So let's make it happen. Let's make that commitment. Let's go to a completely high level and reach our maximum potential. So the next few episodes, I'm going to do a little series here. We are going to focus on top traits and qualities of successful salespeople. That's a big title. I'll probably have to shorten that. My producers tell me that's too long. You got to make it a little bit shorter. So I'm hearing you, Bruce and Mike. I'm going to do that for you. But some top traits, we'll say top traits of successful salespeople. I hope that works. If not, we'll shorten that. But we're having fun and we're enjoying it. I'm doing this because I believe in you and I want you to have ultimate success. And you can do that. But ultimately, you make that final decision. So let's break out our notebooks. Let's find out what we need work on most of all. Let's go for it 100%. This is part 1. Let's make it happen. Let's take a short break. I'll be right back. Hey everybody, this is Rich Norton with Retriever Merchant Solutions. I am excited about the opportunity that we have with Retriever Merchant Solutions. I have a passion to teach people, to train people, to help people reach a maximum level, to reach their full potential. We have leaders, and we are expanding with all of our leaders. We have leaders all throughout the country that are teaching people, training people, and this is exciting to see the success that's been happening all around the country. Now, if you're out there and you're wondering, hey, can I be successful in direct selling? Well, here's the key. Find the right company, find the right people, find the people that have integrity, look for a position where they have upfront money, where you can build a wonderful life right from the beginning, but also an opportunity where you can earn residual income. That's what we have with Retriever Merchant Solutions. So if you are excited about an opportunity like that, I'm here to tell you that we're going to train you, we're going to teach you, we're going to introduce you to representatives all around the country that are doing amazing things and earning incredible income. That could be you if you're willing to make a commitment. It's going to take a positive attitude, determination, a lot of persistence, and never, ever giving up. So if I just describe you and you're looking for that type of life, give me a call. You're going to see the numbers right here on the screen. You'll see the email. You can reach out to me through email. You can give me a call at 904-434-4635. Thanks so much. Have a fantastic day, and I wish you great success.
Hey everybody, Johnny Van Zandt here from Skinner. You're watching RMS with Richard Norton. Sales and inspiration.
Yeah.
There you go.
On American Hearts Radio, web TV.
All right, I'm excited to be back with you, and I want to really take our time going through this. And a lot of these things you may say, well, a lot of it sounds like you're repeating a lot, which is good because it works. You know, you'll hear different things through different styles, through different ways, and whether you watch other videos from other salespeople, sales trainers, motivational speakers, a lot of that really In many cases, people are saying the same thing, which is great. They may do it in a different way, but why do they say it? Why do they do it? Because obviously it works. So if you want to be a star salesperson and you want to have these traits of successful selling, these are the things that you need to have. Because as I alluded to earlier, I stated that many people think that they have to have the gift of gab in order to have success. It is exactly quite the opposite. And I've said this a million times, and I'll say it a million more. The greatest salespeople are the greatest listeners. So listening is a big part of success. This is a big trait. One of the top traits that successful people have is they have the ability to listen. And this is where most people make a lot of mistakes, is they keep on talking, and at the end of their presentation, they hear something that they probably should have heard a lot earlier if they just listen. And that's why in our presentation we have what we call a pre-qualifier. We need to find out what the pain points are of the prospect that we are visiting. And while we're finding that out, it's very important that we have the art of listening, the ability to listen. So when you're asking questions of a prospect, it's important that you look them right in their eyes, that you smile, that you're genuine, that you're sincere, and that you listen to them. And they can tell when you're listening. They can tell when you're sincere or not being sincere. So if you were to ask, for example, of a merchant, and you said, look, let me ask you this. I know you've had this merchant service company for a while, but if there was 2 things that you could change from your current merchant service, what would be the top 2 things that you would like to see improve? What a great question. And when you ask a question like that, sit back and just listen and shake your head. And whatever they say, and you'll hear a lot of stories, like, for example, in our industry, well, I'll tell you what, I wish I got my money quicker. That would be helpful. My guy disappeared. I can't get a hold of anybody. Listen to that. And whatever they say, you're going to say, man, I am so glad that you brought that up. Man, I feel for you. Like if they've been through some very bad experiences, which many of them have, you need to be, and I'll cover that because that's the next part, number 2. It's great how this kind of flows together. You need to be empathetic, right? So that means you need to really care about the customer's needs. So while you're asking questions, while you're listening, and it's amazing how all this flows together, you are really concerned for them, and you got to feel for them, right? And they can tell when you're genuine, and they can tell when you're sincere. So if they say that, man, oh man, it's been tough. You know, we have this guy came in and he completely ripped us off. He stole from us. He did this. He did that. And then whatever they say, feel for them. You know, take a break and listen to them and find out where they're at and help them, offer them a solution. That's very, very important that you're doing that. So be empathetic to their needs and really care about where they are at. You know, if they say, because I've heard a lot of stories, if a merchant says, man, oh, you know, it's been a tough time. This guy came in and we're in this big lease and we got ripped off and, you know, we don't trust anybody anymore. Whatever they say, man, I totally agree with you, man. I feel bad for you, but I'll tell you what, there have been a lot of merchants that I have helped out that have been in worse scenarios that you are in right now. So trust me, I know what you're talking about. I know where you're coming from. Unfortunately, you're not the only one. I do this every day. Yours is a story that I hear every day, so I feel for you. So what you're doing is you're being genuine you're being sincere, and you're being empathetic, and you're being very helpful, and you're showing the merchant that you care about them. That's a big difference rather than walking into a business with, how much money am I going to make on this one? And people walk in almost with their calculators. Wow, if I do this, if I do, what am I going to make a residual? What am I going to make? Oh yeah, I got it. And then dollar signs are flashing in their eyes. And you know what ends up happening? People read that. People read that. People do not want to be sold. They don't want to be talked into anything. They don't want you to convince them about anything. They don't want you to sell them something that they don't need. Please get that. So if we learn those two things, and I hope you're writing this down, I hope you're really getting a hold of this. Listening, the art of listening is a big key, and being empathetic towards their needs. Showing the merchant that you truly, truly care about them. That's number two. Number three, top salespeople, that some of the top traits that they have is they're hungry. Right? They're hungry for success. The reality is, and I see this a lot in our business, I was talking to somebody today. We were talking about this person has so much talent. I was talking to one of our leaders, and we were talking about other different people that come in the business. They've got so much talent, but man, they don't come close to even reaching their potential, and we've come to the conclusion they're just not hungry enough. You know, they're satisfied where they're at, and that happens a lot in our industry. And I've always said this, if you want to build wealth, if you want to get to a point where you can be financially set for the rest of your life, get into the field of selling where you have residual income. What that means is you can make money while you are sleeping. That's a wonderful blessing. Unfortunately, it can be a curse at the same time. Not a bad curse, but it can make people kind of satisfied, too satisfied. And we talk about this, we joke about this, we talk about having residual-itis. And then they start comparing themselves to other people. Wow, I'm making $10,000 a month, I'm 28 years old, I'm doing way better than most of my friends. What you should be doing is thinking big and getting more hungrier. Now, it's not all about the money. The money makes a difference. If you don't care about the money, give it away. You know, get to a point where you're very competitive. Like for me, I'm very, very hungry to win. I have that deep hunger to be the best at what I'm doing. Believe me, I have made plenty of money and will continue to make plenty of money. So it's not about the money anymore, but I'm hungry to go to different levels in this industry. Once I achieve a different level, it's like I'm happy, I'm content with that, I'm excited about that, but that's not my peak. It's time for me to go to the next level. Not only in this industry, but in life in general. Every phase of my life I want to keep improving. You got to be hungry. You have to get hungry for success, and you have to get hungrier to go to a higher level. Now, if I'm speaking to you right now, and you are, I've described you, yeah, you know what, Rich, I've been kind of satisfied, you know, I got my residual up to 15 grand a month, you know, you told me I was going to get there, that's good enough for me, 20 grand a month, that's good enough for me. Keep on building, forget about the money, start setting higher goals. You make your aspirations even higher, because you should not max out at the level that you're at, you know, especially for some of you people that are 30 years old, 40 years old, 50 years old, whatever age you're at, you always have room to improve. So stay hungry, hungry like the wolf, as the song goes. Stay hungry, eye of the tiger, as they talk about in Rocky. And you see that in the movies. Some of my, you know, one of my favorite movies, the whole series, I can watch them all the time. But in the part where Apollo Creed talks about the eye of the tiger. You know, and a guy like Rocky gets to a point, he's fired up, he's made it, he's been successful, then all of a sudden they reach that success and they lost the hunger. They lost the eye of the tiger. So whatever level that you're at, stay hungry. This is a big, important trait of highly successful sales people. I hope that resonates with you. Number 4 kind of goes along with it, being competitive. You should always be competitive. There's nothing wrong with being competitive. That's how I am. If I have a fault, I am probably too competitive. No matter what level I reach, no matter where I'm at, I always want to be the best. And I think about this, when I started with RMS, I came out of the gates and I was number 1 right from the beginning. And they were like, who's this Rich Norton guy? And I was always humble, always want to maintain that humility, but no matter what level, I want to keep on winning. And I kept winning and kept winning and winning and winning. And then there was one time where I stood up in front of everybody and I said, you know what? I'm at the point right now where I've reached some great success. I am withdrawing my name from the competition. I'm not going to be competing anymore. My goal, God willing, is to make President's Club every year. That's it. And I did that probably 11 years ago. And I've made President's Club every year. Now, even though I did not compete, I was still looking at the leaderboard, and it was important to me that I was going to be number 1 no matter what. Even though I wasn't competing, still remained competitive. And then they put my name back in there. Even though I'm not competing, you still see my name, which kind of drives me even further with my craziness about being competitive. So if I do have a fault, my fault is I'm a little bit, maybe a lot, too competitive. But top salespeople, that's a trait that they have. They're very competitive, and the best competition that they should have is themselves. You know, the person you want to be better than is the one from yesterday, the one that's staring at you right in the mirror. So keep in mind, no matter what level that you get, always be competitive. Always look to be the best. That's my philosophy. Never settle. Be the best you can possibly be. Be competitive. You might as well win all the contests that they have. You might as well be a top performer, because recognition, that means a lot. You know, sometimes people say, well, I don't really care about the recognition. I don't need to be the best. You know who says that? People that don't win. Those are the people that say that. The ones that say, man, I love getting the awards. I love being a top producer. I love winning the trips. Those are the top people. Those are the people that are competitive, and that's one of the big important traits that they have. And if you want to be highly successful, that's something that you want to be more competitive as well. All right. Also, top salespeople, another trait that they have is they're good networkers. You know, they know how to talk to different people. And I think about, even when I'm not working, like I'll go out, and we all do this. You know, in the merchant service industry, we will go out, we will go to a restaurant. One of the first thing that we look at, what are they using for processing? And I know many people are smiling as I'm saying that. Yeah, well, they got that equipment right there. And then, hey, are you the man? Are you the owner? Here's my card. I can't talk right now. You know, I just wanted to give you my card. I'm direct processor. What a great restaurant you have. Fantastic meal. Really enjoyed it. I want to leave you my card. I'm not working today, but I'm going to grab your card. I'm going to follow back up with you. I know I can save you some money on your processing. There's a couple new programs that are out. And what are they going to say? You know, they know you didn't just come there to sell them. You ate dinner with them. You were one of their customers. They're going to say, yeah, I've been talking about that. We are paying some high rates. I've written many merchants like that. You go shopping, for example. Wherever you go, you know, you're networking all the time. You're networking through all the social media, LinkedIn, different ways. Whether you're going to these BNI meetings, those are great as well. You're in different groups, you're at church. Yeah, I don't recommend that you do that at church, but you know, maybe you know people that you go to church, people that you go to church with, you can reach out to them. So these are some really good traits of highly successful people. They have good networking skills, so keep that in mind. And then number 6 that I wanted to cover with you, we have already covered 5 already, is confidence. Done a lot of shows about that, talked about that a lot. People like to buy from people that are confident. Because if you're not confident in your abilities, if you're not confident in yourself, if you're not confident in your company, if you're not confident in your presentation, what you're presenting, the types of equipment that you're presenting, you know what's going to end up happening? They're not going to be confident either. How can we expect a prospect to have confidence in us if we're not confident ourselves? Please keep that in mind. So how do we get more confident? Great question. More knowledge. That plays an important part. You know, the more knowledge that you have, the more confidence that you have. Practice. You know, the only way you're going to get better at something is to practice, to keep doing it. These are very important. Also to prepare. You know, so when you practice, when you're prepared, when you know what you're talking about, this is going to help you build confidence. These are all really important traits, and you will find the more confidence that you have, the more confidence that the prospect is going to have in you. Because if you walk into a new prospect and you apologize for being there, hey, I'm sorry to bother you, hey, I know you're busy, I don't want to take any more of your time, automatically you're telling them, I'm not confident, I don't really think my time is valuable, and you know how you're going to be treated? Exactly the way that you acted when you walked in. Now, if you walk in like the most popular person in the area, which you should be feeling that way, who everybody wants to talk to, you're helping everybody, you're having a blast, you're so confident, you're reeking with confidence, and the people can read that, and they will feed off that. Your confidence in what you're doing will bring the confidence from your prospect. Let's take a short break. I'll cover one or two more. We're going to do maybe 2 or 3 parts here. It might be a 3-part series, whatever we need to do. Might be 2. I'm not going to rush through it. Here to help you. Let's take a short break. I'll be right back.
Hi, we're Rich and Lee Norton with the Hands and Feet Foundation. Hands and Feet is a wonderful ministry where we serve on the west side of Jacksonville, Florida.
And this is a ministry that's near and dear to our heart. There's so many wonderful things that happen out there. Come to 7478 103rd Street, Jacksonville, Florida, or you can go to handsandfeetfoundation.org, or if you want to go to Facebook, Hands and Feet West Side. Come and see what we do. Check us out if you'd like to give or if you'd like to donate your time, whatever it may be. I mean, we're just loving this ministry. Love for you to be part of it as well.
All right, great to be back with you. I'm excited to share all these things. Great stuff. These are valuable traits that super successful people have. And the last one I'm going to cover with you. I'm just going to cover one more because, again, I don't want to rush through these. You will find top salespeople have enthusiasm. And when I'm talking about enthusiasm, what does that mean? Enthusiasm comes from within. You know, it's what's inside of you. And when you have enthusiasm, it's contagious. If you don't have enthusiasm, people read that. You know, it's like the opposite. Misery loves company. But people like people that are enthusiastic. Now, I don't mean get in their face like, hey, how you doing? You know, you don't want to scare the people with your enthusiasm. You could be soft-spoken, you could talk slow, and you could have real, genuine enthusiasm. You see how I'm talking right now, as opposed to like like a machine gun. You don't want to be that type of enthusiastic. When you, it's good to be enthusiastic, but you don't want to just blow the people away. You want to make sure that you have a very good rapport going on with the merchant, but you're very enthusiastic. Now, the enthusiasm, as I stated, it's all within you. Your eye contact should project enthusiasm. The way you speak, that should be enthusiastic. Your whole demeanor. You know, if I was to say, describe a person that's enthusiastic, immediately you're going to say they're standing tall, you know, they're positive, they're smiling, they're radiant, they're glowing, they talk well, they're excited about what they're doing. That's the way you want to be when you're speaking with prospects. Forget the script, forget the monotone, be enthusiastic. Now you say, well, I'm not enthusiastic. Well, sometimes in order to be enthusiastic, you have to act enthusiastic. I'll say that again. In order to be enthusiastic, you have to act enthusiastic. In order to be enthusiastic, you have to act enthusiastic. All of a sudden, you become enthusiastic. So putting on a performance, acting enthusiastic, pretty soon you become enthusiastic. So these are some traits and qualities of top salespeople. Part 1. I'm excited about sharing part 2 with you. That'll be at our next episode. And remember, when you wake up in the morning, your goal is to be the very best that you can be, because you've been given a wonderful gift from God, the gift of today. What you do with this gift is your gift. What you do with the day is your gift right back to God. So always remember that. Make it a great one. Be a top performer. You can do this. I'll see you next time on RMS Sales Training and Inspiration.